evening, basketball fans. Welcome to Tangerang, Indonesia for game day 2 of the 2026 BCL Asia East. It's a Group A fixture between High-Tech Basketball Club and Johor Southern Tigers. Well, the packed action has returned to the continent, the BCL Asia East, a total of which 7 teams are trying to get 2 qualifying positions to the final tournament of the 2026 BCL Asia. And now the journey begins. Well, hello everybody. Of course, if you watched the game yesterday, Dewa United, our host, the current defending champions of the Indonesian Basketball League, winning in fine fashion, 20-point lead against High-Tech. High-Tech now on their second game, only less than 24 hours later. But it's the opening game for the defending champions of Malaysia, the Johor Southern Tigers, and they have quite an exciting roster to look out for. Well, it was a statement victory yesterday from our hosts. The question is now, will there be a big response from High-Tech Basketball, a team that's only going 10 players deep, but there are the current standings. Of course, Dewa United winning emphatically. They remain top of the group. So High-Tech, even though they played one game, that standing could change, but they can hold on to that second place temporarily if they win tonight against Johor Southern Tigers. Well, High-Tech did get off to a good start. They led by as many as 12 points in the first quarter. They played a lot of 2-3 zone defense and also exhibited a lot of full court zone press. But it didn't take one until Troy Gillenwater led the way with 31 points. Of course, Joshua Ibarra chipped in 16, but in the case of High-Tech, they need to make sure they get a lot of scoring tonight from their star player, Freddie Leash. They were led yesterday by Freeman, but it just wasn't enough for the defending champions of Thailand. Well, we had quite an atmosphere tonight with the Dewa United supporting group known as Anak Dewa. Of course, tonight Dewa not in action, but quite a lot of fans have come to see the game here tonight between the two the two teams, respectfully, of their domestic league championships. Well, Johor Southern Tigers, of course, have a very exciting team. They've got 3 very exciting import players of Scotty Lewis, Aaron Gramapur, and Ahmed Hill. But you want to look out for some of their key domestic players. I mean, many of these players have featured for the Malaysian national team. And that would be the likes of number 27, Chun Hong Ting, as well as Wong Yi Ho. Now, interestingly about Wong Yi Ho, he's not only a veteran player of the Malaysian national team, this is the 3rd team he's ever played for in BCL Asia. Well, he's also played under the former brand of the FIBA Asia Champions Cup, but now going to High-Tech Basketball, because they want to go where they've been before. They played in the highest level when this tournament was known as the FIBA Asia Champions Cup, but twice they have failed now to get to the BCL Asia final tournament. Well, their star players yesterday, as we already talked about with the likes of Eric Freeman, I mean, he was their lead scorer, but one play you definitely want to look out for is this man, Akis Fields. While he had a very hot first half in the second quarter, but a little bit quiet in the second half, and no doubt they're going to need a lot more scoring from Freddie Leash, but also from Thai national team player and teammate of Freddie Leash, Chanatip Jakrawan. Well, it's going to be an exciting journey, the BCL Asia East, the 2026 version. 6 windows to find out which 6 teams will make it to the BCL Asia East Final 6, and from there, there'll be 2 teams that qualify to go on to play the champions of Japan's B-League, Korea's KBL, China's CBA, the Philippines PBA, as well as the 2 very best from the FIBA Vassal. Well, what's interesting about the Final 6 is that whoever makes it to the final in that tournament, because no federation or no domestic league can have 2 teams in the same country. So, one thing for sure is it's going to be very competitive. Freddie Leash, because knows full well that the 5 points he had in the first half looked like he was going to get off to a very high-flying start, but he's a prime-time professional. He knows that you're going to have ups and downs, especially in a competition as competitive as this one. And one thing for sure is Johor Southern Tigers defensively, they're going to try to make life very difficult for him to force him into very low percentage 3-point shots. And that's something he'll be prepared for tonight. Well, here at FIBA, we're very proud to say we have 3 of the very finest from Singapore, Chuen Wing Leong, Rakesh Ramalingaya from India, and from Philippines, we have Aaron Ray Kanyete. A big thank you to all of our referees. You've probably seen them at the highest competitions, from FIBA Asia Cups, BCL Asia, FIBA ICC, and even the Basketball World Cup. And they'll continue to do a magnificent job here tonight. Well, we'll take a look at the starting lineups very soon, and there is Wong Yi-ho, one of the greatest players in the history of Malaysian basketball. Of course, in the FIBA Asia Cup pre-qualifiers, he had a double-double in one of the 6 games, but they're going with Wong Kai-Chek John, Lim Chi-wei, Ahmed Hill, Ting Chun Hong, and Aaron Gramaport. Well, that's going to be a very big lineup with both Wong Yi-ho and, of course, their other key import players, Scotty Lewis coming off the bench, and there's head coach Ken An Yong. Of course, another one of the familiar faces and legendary coaches of Malaysian basketball. Well, Malaysia have their history. They have played in one FIBA Basketball World Cup, but that was back in 1986. Right now, it's not about national team accolades. It's about getting Johor Southern Tigers. Remember, Enes Matrix Diaz did qualify for the BCL Asia back in 2024 via the BCL Asia qualifiers. Well, for high-tech basketball, Eric Freeman, who was their leading scorer yesterday, will be inside because they're going with the all-import lineup along with Janatip Jakarwan and Pong Sakon. Jam Sawadu did have a very good game as another primary point guard alongside Freddie Leash. But Akas Fields, if they can get between 20 and 30 points from him tonight, over 40 minutes, it could very well be a good game for them. And a lot to think about for head coach Lut Kul. He knows he's got a talented team, but only having 10 players deep, players are going to have to play extensive minutes tonight. Whether that's Janatip Jakarwan, whether that's Freddie Leash, or Eric Freeman, or even Akas Fields. Well, fans, we thank you for joining us live here on FIBA's official YouTube platform. And if you love international basketball, you're definitely going to love the version of 2026 BCL Asia East. So make sure you subscribe to FIBA's international YouTube platform. And if you want to get all the best news, highlights, and content, make sure you follow BCL Asia on Instagram, X, and Facebook. A big shout out to the social media team at FIBA Asia. They've done a magnificent job providing all the best news, highlights, and content. So make sure you follow so you can catch every update live. Of course, this magnificent competition came to fruition back in the early 1980s when it was known as the ABC Championship. And then after 2004, it was branded the FIBA Asia Champions Cup. But then we took a little bit of a hiatus. Of course, the continent's greatest and grand competition now is known as the BCL Asia. But this is going to be a journey. 7 teams, 6 windows, and then a final 6 to find out which 2 teams will go on to the 2026 BCL Asia. Of course, when we did come back, it was Al Riyadi who lifted the championship. Of course, winning against Shabab Al Ahly in Dubai. Then last season, we had a magnificent final in which the champions of the Japanese B-League took on Al Riyadi and claimed the championship. The second time a team from the Japanese B-League has lifted the crown. The other time was Alvak Tokyo, and interestingly enough, who did they beat in the final in 2019? It was Al Riyadi. Well, it couldn't be a better time for international basketball. And definitely here, whether you're on the west of Asia following the FIBA Vassal, or if you're now following BCL Asia East, the continent is coming together. So a big shout out and thank you to the FIBA regional office in Beirut, Lebanon. They've done a magnificent job getting all the best clubs from all regions. What's their opening game? So Johor Southern Tigers, the key thing about them is they've done a great job of, we talk a lot about the import players, but you got to remember, they've signed all the best domestic players as well. Wong Yi-ho, it's his 3rd time playing in any form of BCL Asia East, BCL Asia, or FIBA Asia Champions Cup with 3 different teams from Malaysia. Well, Ahmed Hill is going to have a very big night tonight. I imagine he's going to probably defend Akas Fields. There's 2 primetime perimeter players, but I think the one key matchup is going to be definitely inside the paint when Eric Freeman has to go up against Aaron Gramaport. Now, you may remember Gramaport did feature for the Iranian national team alongside the great Hamid Haddadi at the 2019 FIBA Basketball World Cup. Welcome, everybody, live here at the Dewa United Arena in Tangerang, Indonesia. Akas Fields. This is going to be an early go-to scoring option tonight here for High Tech. James Sawad goes down to Freeman. Freeman gets caught a double team now. Jakarwan made 2 threes yesterday and gets an early one. Well, it's your time, Janetip. It's no longer the 2022 Asia Cup qualifiers. Now you go to the perimeter. He's come a long way in his career, Jacarwan. As Ahmed Hill goes in the paint, can't finish. High-Tech want to push this one. Interesting tonight, bringing Jaim Sawad as the primary point guard with Freddie Leach as the natural shooting guard. Fields, defended by Hill. Jaim Sawad going pick and roll here with Jacarwan. Now they go into the paint. Turnaround goes up with it, can't finish, fights for it. Well, Jacarwan, what do you, gotta go up with that big fella. Gotta be a little bit more greedy. Just a little too unselfish. There's now Gravapol. Wants to go right at the paint. This is what he does for the Iranian national team. As the brute force goes in, no foul given, but that's going to remain position to Johor Southern Tigers. Well, tough one indeed, but I would say that's good defense. That's a good no call. Let's have a look here at the replay. Well, it's a tough game, physical game. Time winding down for Ahmed Hill. That time the foul is going to be called on Freeman. Now he's the one player High-Tech can't afford to get into foul trouble. And High-Tech need to decide if they want to switch that ball screen, because if Freeman wants to come out and show, he's got to be a little bit quicker and then he's got to recover. But he cannot afford to get into foul trouble. He's too important for High-Tech. Southern Tigers still looking for their first field goal. Nice penetration. Grandpaw fakes the pass. It's good defense by Freeman, but it's simply better offense by Iran's number one inside the paint. Well, born and raised in Manchester, United Kingdom, but made in the Iranian national team. Freeman flashes high post. A lot of contact. The foul is going to be called on Ting. Well, that's a good little 1-2 combo between Freeman, who naturally is actually playing power forward tonight. You know, he flashes high post, but this is great IQ from Janetip Jacarwan because he has that size advantage against Ting. And the simple seal-off, which then makes him, well, they're not going to call a shooting foul. Well, the foul was called on the ground. So baseline possession coming up here for High-Tech. Agus Fields inbounds this. A little too high, finds Jaim Sawad. Makes the penetration, a lot of contact, so now he'll go to the free throw line. Well, it's a good take by Jaim Sawad. Because one thing High-Tech did a good job against Delaware United in the first half yesterday, they kept getting to the charity stripe. But the issue for them is they weren't very consistent from the free throw line. Second one good. So standing at 185 centimeters, 26 years of age, just entering the prime of his career. High-Tech putting on that full court press. Because going back into a 2-3 zone, and this is where Southern Tigers have got to make it count. Well, Ting getting away with a push in the back. Ahmed Hill now finds Garamapur. He'll fire from downtown. Another offensive rebound here for Johor. High-Tech can't afford to give away too many second chances. He'll fire some deep. This one's up and sinks this from downtown. Giving Southern Tigers now, they're going to come over the steal. Hill goes at it. Oh my goodness. Wow. Almost putting on a highlight reel there. Again, High-Tech, they want to go to Jacarwan. Fields in the corner, fires a three, and it's back and forth between these two teams. Well, you don't want to let Agus Fields have too many wide open looks. He was on fire in that second quarter yesterday against Delaware with 11 points. Ting goes in the paint. Fields comes up with it. Now he wants to run. Goes between two defenders all the way. It's simply too much to handle. I'm telling you, Agus Fields, if he catches fire, it's going to be a problem. He'll go coast to coast. You got to stop him at the half court. If you need to foul him, you might want to take that chance. Two-possession lead currently here to High-Tech. Ting finds a little bit of room. He'll fire for another three-pointer. Another offensive rebound. That's why they've signed Aaron Garamapur. This is going to take a lot of work to prevent him from getting those second chance opportunity points. Freddie Leach goes back door. Very intelligent play. Good pass by Janitip Chakrawan. But like I said, Leach, like Akos Fields, has got to have between 20 and 30 tonight. Last season, High Tech did have Michael Singletary, but they only had one victory in BCL Asia East. Garamapur pulls up from 15. That one rolls in and out as now Fields wants to lead the way here in transition, but turns it over. Team comes up with it. Finds Hill. He'll go for another three. He's made one. But Johor Southern Tigers getting those high percentage open looks on the perimeter. And eventually they'll start to knock him down, but Jam Sawad goes in, changes hands. Freeman trying to follow up. And now here comes Johor Southern Tigers. And it's a poor pass, but Hill's able to recover this one. Well, every play's got to be calculated at this level here for both teams. He'll go into his left on the screen. Now wants to find Garamapur. Freeman defending very well as Ting fires a three, and now make that their second three of the game. Well, if you're a neutral fan, you definitely want to see this game go right down to the wire. There's now Leash in the corner. Freeman has a mismatch. Gets a positioning, goes up, a lot of contact, good defense. James Sawat, not a lot of contact here given, nothing cold. High-Tech have under 10 on the shot clock. Leash penetrates, avoids the block, and tough move by Freddie. Oh, fantastic Freddie. Because early in the game against Dewa, he was quite happy to pull up for a lot of perimeter shots. Tonight he's going right at the bucket. That's another unforced turnover. Or change coming in for Johor Southern Tigers. So Jun Kang Lee will come into the game. Well, also Scotty Lewis for the first time. Because Scotty Lewis played primetime in the NCAA. A lot of full court pressure, man-to-man coming from Johor Southern Tigers. It's the champions of Malaysia versus the champions of Thailand. Both teams have those aspirations, the ambition to get to BCL Asia. Jackawack goes in, counted, and he's going to the free throw line. Well, that's what you need to be, Janitip. You got to be selfish. You've got to be aggressive. Again, it's a great seal-off. Draws the contact. Wow. Scotty Lewis trying to argue he got all ball. But Janitip, he'll take that one. Because one of the toughest battles of Janitip Jakrawan's career was back in 2021, playing for the Thai national team against Indonesia, where he had to go up against one less to prosper. But like I said, Jakrawan's come a long way in his career since then. Hill penetrates. Wang Yi-ho with the pump fake. Pulls up in the mid-range, a little too short. Garamapur. Oh, it's the same story. If that's how they're going to stay in this game, he's got to have a double-double. A lot of offensive rebounds tonight for Garamapur. Jakrawan, pump fakes. Well, no foul given. Scotty Lewis wants a run. Lewis goes in, kicks out. Hill's made 1 3, goes for another one. And that time Freeman preventing the offensive board. High-Tech still lead by 4. Akos Fields pulls up inside the paints. And that time the foul is going to be called against Wang Yi-ho. Johor Southern Tigers now with 14 fouls, no more to give, with 3:25 to go here in the first quarter. I like that style of play from Akos Fields because a lot of players in transition will expect him to go right to the bucket, but he's very, very good off the dribble, pulling up for a mid-range. Freddie Leach, left wide open, back iron. Well, every 3 he misses, it's on target. Well, Lewis bumps, counted, he'll go to the free throw line. Well, Leach was expecting Akos Fields to switch, but Fields wasn't ready. Now Scotty Lewis will go to the charity stripe. Well, former University of Florida Gator Scotty Lewis Only needs an inch or two inside the paint, and once that elevation goes, it becomes very, very tricky to defend himself. Because he also played in the Canadian CEBL with the Niagara River Lions. Still a 2-point lead to High Tech. Game day 2 of the 2026 BCL Asia East. Akos Fields defended by Hill. Now they switch. Well, Fields goes in. Trying to fight for his own rebound, but Garamapo comes up with it. Trying to go for the spectacular diamond. That time intercepted by Jacqueline. Leash finds Jacqueline. Goes in. That's going to be 2 fouls on Scotty Lewis. So Lewis has only just come into the game. Well, that time I think it's definitive, that's for sure. Question is, does Johor Southern Tigers want to make a change? So, well, High Tech's made a change, so Akos Fields gone to the bench. But Janitip Jacqueline now with the free throw line here. Well, he's definitely one of the more exciting prospects to come out of Thai basketball, definitely within the last decade. And the thing about Janitip Jacqueline is, you think about it, nearly averaged a double-double in the 2025 FIBA Asia Cup qualifiers. Now, Thailand did come short of qualifying, but because they had 2 very big victories against Indonesia, who they, competed again in the same group. High Tech still lead by 3 points. Garamapo. This is the time and space he needs, but he kicks out to Ahmed Hill. High Tech don't want to give away the perimeter shot, but Hill's left wide open. He'll fire it, and he levels things up with 2:20 to go here in the first quarter. Second 3 of the game here now for Hill. Freeman trying to post up. Freeman goes in, another foul. Now, if it's on Wang Yi-ho, that's his second. If it's on Lewis, that's going to be his 3rd foul. I think that's on Wang Yi-ho. So both Lewis, Wang Yi-ho now with 2 fouls apiece. Eric Freeman was working very diligently at the double block, trying to get a post entry. Just trying to put the front court of Johor Southern Tigers under pressure as he makes the first free throw. Well, he's got to make sure his players don't get into foul trouble too early. Freeman just gets the second free throw to roll in, because he was fantastic, marvelous in the second half yesterday against Dewa United, but it just wasn't enough against the IBL champions. High Tech again, staying in the 2-3 zone defense. Garamapo trying to flash high post, but now sets a screen. Wang Yi-ho on the baseline. Time winding down. Got to go for this one. Well, that's going to be nothing coming of it, but now High Tech can run. Davi 2, Freddie Leash is right. But Julatep's going to step out of bounds. Julatep. Wasted opportunity for High Tech. Well, Southern Tigers make another substitution, so checking back into the game here for Johor Southern Tigers, number 27, Chun Hong Ting. Because he made 1 3-pointer earlier here. Garamapo pump fakes. Doa Janitip Jacqueline said, "Not in my house." Goodbye. Leash pulls up. 3. Front iron can't connect. Well, now Lewis goes baseline. And Janitip Jacqueline with another denial. Well, don't follow this guy on Instagram. He will block you. Freeman in the paint. A lot of contact. Nobody going in for an offensive rebound. Great defense by Garamapo. Now Lewis. Pump fakes again. Caught in a double team. Has to kick out the Hill. That's good paint protection again by Janitip Jacqueline. Well, Garamapo goes back door. And so far, he's their only scoring option here in the game. Well, Garamapo is still leading the way at the moment here for Southern Tigers with 8 points. Both teams locked in at 19 apiece. Diaby defended by Hill. Finds a three from downtown, way too short. Just needs to settle into the game, get a bit of rhythm going before taking a few more perimeter shots. But one thing he's very good at, getting to the rack. We saw that yesterday. 4 seconds difference between game and shot clock. Hill wants to run the clock down. There's a kick out. They can have the lead. Wang Yi Ho for three. Diaby comes up with it. Still a bit of time here for High Tech. Finds Freddie Leash. Pulls up. Quick three. Oh, baby! Fantastic fire, Freddie. Buries the three-pointer. And he does it in Freddie Leash fashion. Well, find me a quicker combo PG shooting guard in Asia that gets a shot off the dribble quicker than fantastic Freddie. Well, Freddie's got to make it rain tonight. He's got to cook it up as he gives High Tech a three-point lead going into the second quarter. This is game day 2 of the opening window of the 2026 BCL Asia East. The champions of Thailand, well, they want to get a good response after losing against the champions of Indonesia's IBL yesterday. But this could look like it's going to be a very exciting game. Well, we'll take a look at some of the key stats, and then we'll give you the best highlights as we will return for the second quarter in just over a minute. Well, welcome back, fans. Live here in Tangerang, Indonesia at the Dewa United Arena. Game day 2 here in Group A of the 2026 BCL Asia East. The champions of Thailand, High Tech, leading by 3 against the champions of Malaysia. Well, both teams getting some good looks from the perimeter. Just haven't found the consistency so far from downtown. Julitep. There's no Freddie Leash on the floor. Akos Fields has returned to the court here for High Tech. Pulling for that screen from Janatip Jakawan. Fields, double clutches. Comes up with his own rebound, but unfortunately steps out of bounds. That's a good take, but you got to appreciate Akos Fields also going in and contesting for his own offensive rebound. Well, great defense again. Julitep comes up with it. Has Freeman with him, goes in, no foul given. Well, good hands by Ahmed Hill. Because that's always a tough one when you have to contest for. Wow, that's tough. That is tough indeed. Fields again working with Janatip Jakawan. Hesitates. A lot of reaching going in. Jakawan comes up with it. Freeman fires in the mid-range, and that rattles its way in. Freeman now moving up to 4 points. Johor Southern Tigers still battling through the adversity of being their opening game. Grampol's got 8. Takes the deflection, goes out of bounds, but Southern Tigers will get it back on the baseline. Well, Southern Tigers about to make another change. Is now Maigan Mahadevan checking into the game. So he is going to be a 4-stretch 5 here for Johor. First play of the game, up against Jackawan. Time winding down. Good hands by Jackawan. Gotta love the physicality of the game. Diaby just over dribbles it, but Freeman able to keep this one alive. High Tech want to keep going ball screens with Jackawan. Southern Tigers recovering, defending well. Another dump down. That time very well defended. Oh, they turn it right back over. And here comes Akos Fields, goes in. And too big, too strong, and simply just too good. Well, may have taken a bit of a shot to his shoulder there. Looks like he's in a bit of pain. Well, they're gonna have to stop the game. I think Akos Fields in a lot of pain at the moment. Can Johor Southern Tigers make another three? They'll come up with another offensive rebound. Lewis in the paint, throws it down, and my goodness gracious. The defense wasn't ready for that one, and that's why you always box out. I think Scotty Lewis had a vendetta against the rim on that play. Fields denies the screen. Goes for a tough fadeaway. This guy, well, when he gets into his rhythm, he's simply automatic. He's clutch. 7-point lead currently to High Tech. And Diaby just putting Hill under pressure. Well, High Tech making a change. This is going to be interesting. So Jackawan's going to come out of the game. Well, there's the dunk by Scotty himself. Well, might want to rotate a little bit quicker. A little bit of hang time. Lewis. Got it by Diaby. Kicks out. Southern Tigers try another three. This time getting it to drop as they cut it down to a two-possession deficit. It's going to be an area of concern for High Tech if they're going to stay in his own defense. Freeman. Now got it by Ting. Twisting. Help side comes in. Klahan comes up with the offensive rebound. Bull didn't touch the rim. Fields will fire a three from downtown. That goes out of bounds, and that's going to go back to Johor Southern Tigers. Well, miraculously, Johor Southern Tigers have as many offensive rebounds as they do defensive. Scotty again attacks the bucket. Tough play again. Explain to me the science. No, the basketballology of how he scored that one. That's not even a circus shot. That's not even a prayer. Fields now attacks the defense. Well, they got to figure out. They got to make him give up the ball quicker. Because isolation-wise, he might be the best one-on-one player in this group. He'll pick and pop with Ting. They'll go for another three. Freeman comes up with a rebound. Southern Tigers want to push. Fields right now, his confidence is terrifying. The only player in double figures with 11 points. Klein forcing to a tough fadeaway. Probably not the shot High Tech wanted the moments. Ting penetrates. Kicks out. Another three in the corner. Three is up. Diaby with the rebound. Fields wants to run. That might be a little bit of fatigue settling in, but this is where Southern Tigers can capitalize. Well, Diaby with a block, and make that the third block for High Tech here in the first half. Diaby all the way out of control, nothing given. It's a 2-on-2, but can they take advantage? Well, nobody getting forward, nobody getting back here. Flying in the paint, up against Freeman, kicks out. Halfway to go, under 10 on the shot clock. Lewis pump fakes. Out of control, and again, the game just going through a very barren spell of play. Both teams need to slow this down, get into a good half-court set. Wow, they've called a moving screen against Klahan. I think now would be a good time to call timeout. That's a good call. That's a moving screen. That was the block by Diaby. Because access denied in the paints for Hill. Well, these two teams just need to kind of maybe calm down a little bit. Now, remember, it's High Tech's second game in 2 days. While it's Johor Southern Tigers' only first game, but they only arrived yesterday. This is roughly between 1 and 2 hours flight between Malaysia and Indonesia, but let's see if we can listen in now to what the coach has to say. Well, another look at the dunk by Scotty Lewis, former University of Florida Gator. Because hang time with him can be impressive, and I think one thing Johor Southern Tigers would like to see, him in the open floor. I think we're destined to see an alley-oop from him at some point, but here was a turnover. And Akas Fields already 11 points. Because he's another one. How do you defend him? I don't think you can. You can only hope to contain. Because there was the circus shot, the prayer from Scotty Lewis. Well, Scotty Lewis only started his pro career. Remember, he was drafted in the NBA by the Charlotte Hornets back in 2021 in the second round, 56th pick overall. Foul has been called against Jakarwan, so that's going to be 2 free throws coming up for Scotty Lewis. Well, Lewis a chance to cut this down to a 1-possession deficit. Second time tonight, Johor Southern Tigers have gone to the free throw line. The other time was when Aaron Garamapur went for the M1. First free throw good for Scotty Lewis. Because he only played 2 games in the NBA in the 2021-22 campaign with the Charlotte Hornets and spent a lot of time in the NBA G League. So this is his first experience of pro basketball outside either the United States or of Canada, because he was a CEBL champion with the Niagara River Lions. Well, that's on the pass, telegraph, and here comes Lewis. Lewis, little Euro step, good defense. And now cutting it down to a 1-point deficit. And that's good conversion from turnover into fast break points for Johor Southern Tigers. James Sawat. Just looking a little bit shaky. The foul is going to be called. I think that foul appears to be called against Chi Wei Lim. Let's have a look here. Well, Lewis reaches initiative. I think that's where the foul's called, on that second reach. Jakarwat coming up for the screen. James Sawat bumps. And that's going to be a second foul and a shooting foul, so James Sawat will go to the free throw line for the second time tonight. That's a good take. That's a Ty Manu Ginobili take, and they're both left-handed. Because only 1 point. He had 7 points last night against Dewa United, so he makes the first free throw. Well, Pagsakor and James Sawat actually featured in the 2025 FIBA Asia Cup qualifiers. Played 6 games, averaged 7 points per game for the Thai national team. Now 2 out of 4 from the free throw line tonight. High-tech again, putting on that full court pressure. But now looking like they're going into a man defense. Well, Ting can give them the lead. He buries a 3-pointer. And for the first time tonight, the Southern Tigers lead against High-tech. 6 points for Chung Hon Ting. Another man who played in BCL Asia for the NS Matrix Deers. Diaby in the corner. Akas Fields attacks. Goes to his left, bumps. That time doesn't get it, but Leash goes in for the putback. This is the kind of game you want to see in BCL Asia East. Champions of 2 national federations going at each other. Lewis attacks. Well, that's going to be a third block now for Janatip Jakarwan. Well, let me tell you right now, just got a fingertip to it. So yeah, it's a third block. High-tech again, back into a man-to-man matchup. They'll go for another three, it's up. Fields comes up with the rebounds. High-tech want to extend their lead. Leash now, goes for a post-up. Oh, a lot of hands there, but that's going back to High-tech. Well, no, it's going back to Johor Southern Tigers. Well, Freddie Leash felt he was fouled because he did actually pick up a technical yesterday, so I think he's just trying to make sure he doesn't pick up another one today. I mean, he doesn't usually get called for technicals. Johor go for another three in the corner. It's way too short. Goes out of bounds. The Southern Tigers right now, I mean, they're getting those good looks from the perimeter. Because that is now the 9th three-point attempt, and 3 out of 9 at the moment from downtown. Jaime Sawat waiting for the screen. He'll now try his luck from the three, and it goes in and out. It's good look for him, but unable to convert. Gramapur back in the lineup here. There's the paint entry. Wants to go right at Jacqueline. Traveling violation. Well, Lakos Fields was getting ready for a double team. Well, High-tech already have 9 turnovers in this game. Johor Southern Tigers, that will be their 7th turnover. Because you feel a bit of frustration from both teams offensively. As now both coaches will get a chance to talk it over, try to regroup and just try to inspire a little bit of form of offense in their players. Well, fans, like I said, this BCL Asia East campaign in 2026 is going to feature some exciting teams. Because not only here in Group A do we have the champions of Indonesia, Thailand, and Malaysia, we also have the champions of Chinese Taipei, Mongolia, and Hong Kong, China in Group B. So, like I said, you can catch all action live here on FIBA's official YouTube platform. But also, make sure you follow BCL Asia on Instagram, X, and Facebook to get all updates on the best news, highlights, and content that matter to you most. Well, Lewis coming into the game, of course, the former NBA player, but this is a great take in transition, just going in with a little slender fake Euro step. Now we're back underway, over 2 minutes. Johor Southern Tigers now committing their 3rd team foul here with 2:06 left. He now becomes the 3rd Southern Tigers player with 2 personal fouls. And that's going to be called against Ting. Jaime Sawat finds Lakos Fields. Defended by Scotty Lewis. Fields hesitates. Finds separation. Banks open. Well, licensed to get buckets. We might as well call him 007. 5 out of 10 from an inside the rainbow. Jacqueline just trying to put his hands in the passing lanes. Ahmed Hill defended by Freddie Leash. Hill wants to go for a back down. Tough pass in the paint. Gramapur tries to save it, but in the end, make that turnover number 8. And High-tech just congesting the paint, making life difficult for Gramapur. Given the time left, 1:29. High-tech potentially, they could go 3 for 2 here and try to extend this, maybe to a double-digit lead. Leash getting that screen from Jacqueline. Hasn't made a 3 yet, just a little too short that time. But Ting coming up with the rebound. Lewis down the middle, out of control, can't get it. Diaby tries to save it. Jaime Sawat comes up with it. High-tech don't have the numbers ahead. Jaime Sawad trying to find Jacqueline, but good drop defense by Grandport. But they'll go back to Fields. Fields in and around the lane. Draws a foul, so he'll go to the free throw line. Question is, who picks up the foul? I think that's on Aaron Grandport. That's only his first personal foul of the game, but that is their final team foul with 46.5. So Southern Tigers don't have any more fouls to give, but well, 007 getting right to the rack. I think Fields actually has to go to the bench. I think he may have taken a very unwelcome shot that no player wishes to take. So he's going to have, so good thing here for High-Tech. Thai veteran player Nakorn Jaisanek, who's usually a very reliable free throw shooter, but he's only just come off the bench. Now, he is probably one of the familiar faces, one of the greatest Thai players in the history of Thai hoops. Well, proof is in the pudding. Chance now to make this a 5-point lead with 46.5 left. Well, as the great Rasheed Wallace would say, the basketball does not tell lies. That potentially could be a 2-for-1 for High-Tech. The Johor Southern Tigers get a bucket. Grandport in the paint. Little scoop hook. Well, bring back the dream hook. We've seen him do that for Iran in Asia Cup and World Cup. 4 seconds difference between game and shot clock. Leash trying to go for the Iverson cut. Now they want to rush the ball handlers, but a foul is going to be given. That's a poor defensive play, because that's going to send Jaime Sawad back to the free throw line. Right, the Grandport comes out and shows. Now he recovers, but Tinga's got to be better. Now, this is where teams need to adapt to the physicality and the temperature of play, because if you ever watch the MABA League, the Malaysian Basketball League, it's a very physical, very quick league. Just like the IBL and just like the PBA, but defensively, you've got to adapt to FIBA basketball, but maybe not the worst foul in the world, because that's now the third missed free throw for Jaime Sawad. He can make it a 2-possession ball game with 10.3 if he makes this one. Got to make your free throws. Second one good. Eric Freeman back in the lineup here for Freddie Leash. Johor Southern Tigers can have one final play. High-Tech have 2 fouls to give. Well, they'll go for the 3 in the corner. No good. A little bit of time here. Jaisanek, full court. And that goes into the accredited media zone. And that's the end of the first half, live here in Tangerang, Indonesia, at the Dewa United Arena. Game day 2, Group A fixture, the 2026 BCL Asia East. We'll take a look at some of the key stats here from the first half, and then we'll run down the best highlights. But it's halftime. Go get a drink. Go get something to eat. Don't go anywhere too long. We'll be back in just under 15 minutes before we take a look at the stats and the highlights here from the first half. Well, Johor Southern Tigers right now being led by Scotty Lewis with 9 points. Actually, Aaron Grandport with 10, Lewis with 9. But so far, Akasfield's leading all scorers with 13 at the moment for High-Tech. Well, both coaches will have a lot to talk about with their players. High-Tech coming out of the 2-3 zone. Of course, they've played a lot more matchup, man-to-man defense, but Akasfield's they'll definitely need him healthy, so hopefully it's not too much of a concern. The unwelcome shot he took. Well, statistically, a lot of turnovers from both teams, but you look at the three-point count, Johor Southern Tigers a plethora. They've only converted 5 out of 18, while High-Tech only 3 out of 10. But they have, relentlessly got to the free throw line. They've missed 4 free throws tonight. All of them have come from Jam Saweed. but it's been a very competitive game between the champions of both Thailand and Malaysia. High-Tech leading the rebound count, 7 offensive rebounds, 1 more than Johor Southern Tigers, both teams with 8 assists. But the Southern Tigers do have 7 steals so far. Well, fans, we'll leave you with the highlights, and we'll be back in just over 13 minutes. BCL Asia East 2026, live here in Tangerang, Indonesia. Welcome back, basketball fans. We're live here in Tangerang, Indonesia for the 2026 BCL Asia East Game Day 2 of this Group A fixture between the champions of Thailand, High-Tech, versus the champions of Malaysia, Johor Southern Tigers. The second game of this group on the way of another, what's going to be a magnificent campaign here in which two teams will hopefully qualify to try and get to the 2026 BCL Asia. Well, they'll take on the champions of Japan's B-League, Korea's KBL, China's CBA, the Philippines PBA, and the two very best from the FIBA vassal. Well, it's been a good game so far. I mean, it did go through a bit of a barren spell in the second quarter where both teams struggled to get a grip and control on this. In the case of High-Tech, it's been excellent scoring from Akos Fields, while for Johor Southern Tigers, currently being led by both Scotty Lewis with 9 points and Aaron Garamapo with 10. Johor Southern Tigers featuring some key players from the Malaysian national team who have featured in previous FIBA Asia Cup qualifiers. But right now, trying to get back to the BCL Asia. The last Malaysian team we had was the NS Matrix Diz in 2024. Well, players such as Wong Yi-ho, of course, he has actually featured for 3 teams in this magnificent competition. Twice in BCL Asia, with Johor Southern Tigers now in the BCL Asia East. NS Matrix Diz in 2024. And of course, the Malaysia Dragons when it was known as the FIBA Asia Champions Cup. High-Tech, this is their second game in 2 days, having lost by 20 points against the hosts of this current window. Dewa United, the current defending champions of the Indonesian Basketball League, wants the opening game for Johor Southern Tigers, but that man right there is the man who's been leading the way, because he had to leave the game when he picked up a foul, when he drew a foul. And as I said before, took a very unwelcome shot, which glad to see he's back in the game now. Oh, good start here for High-Tech. Just one thing they've got to keep going to is getting those good open looks on the field. Tough thing here for High-Tech, of course, they only have 10 players. In the case of Johor, they do have that extra factor, but attempted 17 three-pointers in the first half. Wong Yi-ho pump fakes. Well, a bit of contact there, can't get it. Freeman comes up with a rebound, and now Fields wants a run. Defended by Hill. Finds Jakawat. Jakawat's got to go to work. Good passing. Fields fires up a 3, it's up, and sinks it. Now it's 16. Akos Fields, he's in that motion, that mood. He's cooking, 007, licensed to get buckets. Well, a timeout is going to be called by Johor Southern Tigers. High-Tech now with their biggest lead of the game at 9 points. Well, there was the high-arcing negative parabola by Akos Fields. Because he's a great personality. If you see him in the warm-ups, he brings the energy. And the home crowd, they love him too. Dewa United fans, some of them have come to the building tonight to see this game, knowing that Johor Southern Tigers will take on Dewa tomorrow. But they are being entertained by the excellence of Akos 007 Fields. Well, Aaron Garamapo, he needs to get a few more paint entries. They got to go inside the paint to him because, you know, he has the size, very similar to Dewa United's Joshua Ibarra. Southern Tigers have got to exploit that. They've got to use that to their advantage. Garamapo looking for that handoff. Hill fires a 3 in the corner. This one's up. Freeman comes up with a rebound. Now they have numbers. Jaime Sawad finds Freddie Leash. Pump fakes. Space for a 3. That's a good look for him. He's got to keep taking that. That's his go-to bread and butter. Can Southern Tigers minimize the deficit? That time out of control, no foul given. Grandport felt he should be going to the free throw line. Fields had a look at Freeman. Jaime Sawat penetrates. Well, getting rejected by Lewis. Lewis said, Well, Hill left wide open, uncontested. This time has no problem as he sinks another triple. Goes high-tech. Have to reserve as much as possible, knowing that the bench doesn't run deep tonight. Fields finds Freeman. Freeman goes baseline. Caught in a triple T. Time winding down. Fields puts up a tough one. That goes out of bounds. The reaction from the traveling Malaysian fans tells you everything. Well, thou shalt not enter. Goodbye. Well, Lewis left a little bit too much time and space. Offensive rebound for Johor, now making a three-point play. Well, offensive rebounding has been key tonight for the Southern Tigers. And there you have it, 13 second chance points. Well, he's another familiar face, another key player for the Malaysian national team. This Ting Chung Hong now moving up here to 8 points, but unable to convert the three-point play. Still a two-possession lead to high-tech. Leash now again, working with Jakarwan. They go under the screen. He'll fire a three. Just a little too short. Well, they're going to drop eventually. That's the thing about Freddie Leash. Never lacks confidence, and that's a great thing about him. Right now, he's got to battle through the adversity. Almost 3 minutes played here in the third quarter. One of these two teams will move into second place tonight. Grandport this time getting the foul. Now he'll go to the free throw line. Grandport just having a few words with some of the staff members of Delhi United. I think he's complaining about the contact, but I think the staff members of Delhi United are like, there's nothing I can do about it. Well, born and raised in the Manchester suburb of Stockport in the United Kingdom. Goes featured for his homegrown team, the Manchester Magic, a team that was created by John Amici, former NBA player from the United Kingdom. Goes came back to the UK to play for the Manchester Giants during the global pandemic before going and playing in the Plus League in Chinese Taipei, and that is where he embarked on his East Asia basketball career. Second free throw good. 11 points tonight for Grandport. Still Johor Southern Tigers lead the scorer. Leash try to find Freeman. Well, Freeman felt there was a lot of contact coming from Ting Chung Hong, but nothing given. Possession back to Johor Southern Tigers. Still a lot of basketball to play here in the second half. Grandport got it by Freeman. Lewis can level things up. Three is up, front eye. Oh no, goes in. Wow. Everybody expecting an offensive rebound. But that one just getting the magic drop. And a foul is going to be called on the ground. That's only going to be Johor Southern Tigers' first personal team foul here in the third quarter. Well, sub coming into the game for Southern Tigers, Jaime Sawat will also go to the bench. As Diaby back into the lineup. Well, for Johor Southern Tigers, Kai Chek John Wong is back into the lineup. Trying to find Freddie Leash, but now Jakarwan. Well, Jakarwan should have gone up with it again, throws it away. Johor Southern Tigers can take the lead. Hill fires a deep three, front eye, comes up with his own rebound. Well, they'll go for another one from downtown And this team refusing to come away from the perimeter, as now they have their biggest lead in the game of 3 points. And a timeout is going to be called by High Tech. Well, they've kept going. And in the end, they now have 8 3-point field goals, as many as they made in the first half. And that's big time. And this almost feels too familiar for High Tech. Having led for the majority of the first half against Dewa yesterday, it all fell apart in the third quarter. Well, one thing for sure is they've had 2 lucky bounces on 2 3-pointers, but hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Let's see if we can listen now to what High Tech have to say. Well, welcome back, everybody, live here at the Dewa United Arena in Tangerang, Indonesia. The opening window, game day 2 of the 2026 BCL Asia East. It's Freddie Leash now finding Akers Fields. Johor switching on defense. And now Freeman trying to go for the tough one. Groundport comes up with the rebounds. Diaby trying to keep Lewis in front of him. Well, nice backdoor, finds Aaron Garamapur, extending Johor Southern Tigers' lead to 5. Well, it's now Freddie Leash, and every time he gets inside the paint, he's looking much more aggressive. At least so far, 11 points tonight here for High Tech. Second player in double figures. 3 points the margin at the moment here for Lewis trying to flash on the baseline. And that's going to be a jump ball call, but that will go back to Johor Southern Tigers. So if there's not another jump ball here in the third quarter, High Tech will have first possession at the beginning of the fourth quarter. Gramport quickly going mid-range. That one a little too strong. Fields comes up with it. Now wants to go quick in transition. Leash can level things up. Jacqueline battles for it, but unable to save it. Goes out of bounds. Well, Hill curls the screen. No basket interference. Put back no good from Garamapur. High Tech again. Another chance to chip into the lead. Maybe level things up. Freeman left wide open. He'll fire from 15 and gets the bounce. Well, it was in the third quarter against Dewa United where he came to life, but now Johor Southern Tigers trying to counterattack quickly. Oh, another turnover. Diaby comes up with it. And a blocking foul is going to be called against. Well, I'm just happy there was no injury there because Lewis went to contest for it. But let's have a look at the or John Rondo still. But look here. I think what's happened there is Lewis thinks about going for the attempt, but decides and elects not to go for it last minute. But Diaby had his struggles from the free throw line yesterday against Dewa United. So far tonight, High Tech, the free throw shooting, 9 out of 13. If they can make it count from the charity stripe, this will be big for them. Makes them both. This game becoming a roller coaster of emotions. The lead just going back and forth. Southern Tigers trying to run a ball screen scenario. They'll go for another three. They've been good so far. Fields comes up with the rebounds. This is what he wants, to be in the open floor, but almost turning it over. Freeman keeps alive, but they do turn it over. And now, here comes Lewis. Keeps alive, and he'll bury this one, converting the turnover into fast break buckets. And look at that between both teams. 27 points from turnovers. And it's another turnover again. Oh, High-Tech right now just need to calm down, settling this game, but great finish here by the former Charlotte Hornet, Scotty Lewis. That's like a George Irvin finger roll. Ball takes a deflection, goes out of bounds. You gotta like what you see there from Chi Wei Lim, the point guard, and the veteran big, Mahadevan. Mahadevan gets the seal off. Twisting, turning, but he turns it over in the end. Great defense by Janatip Jakrawan. Under 3.5 to go here in the third quarter. Tight action between the champions of both Malaysia and Thailand here in the 2026 BCL Asia East. As Diaby, well, is able to draw the third team foul against Johor Southern Tigers. Can High-Tech reclaim the lead? Akas Fields picks up his dribble. Now Freeman. Jakrawan bumps, kicks out. Diaby had a look. Diaby goes in, and he's unable to get the at-one, but he'll go back to the free throw line. It's quite an unselfish set play there from the High-Tech, but sometimes you kind of feel that Janatip Jakrawan right here. Big man, you got to go up with that. You got the size advantage. If anything, get fouled, but still a great team play collectively from High-Tech. And Diaby today, well, has been spectacular from the free throw line, because he missed 3 of his first 4 last night. He's now 3 out of 3. Makes them both. Perfection tonight for Diaby. Madden coming up for the high screen. Hill defended by Freeman. He's made a few threes tonight. Not going to get this one. Diaby with a big rebound. High-Tech want to run. Fields finds it. Oh my goodness, good night. Freeman in transition. That's High-Tech transition. High-Tech play. High-Tech now leading by 3 points. Devin coming up for the high screen. Kicks out. They got to go for this one. That's a pump fake. Pulls up from 15. Lewis comes up with the offensive rebound. Bumps. Saw a play there. Felt an at-one. Could have been coming, but they allow play to continue. Now we are into 2 minutes here in the third quarter. Both teams looking for that first win here in BCL Asia East. Only the second game so far of the journey to find out which 2 teams will make it to the final tournament. Fields mid-range, clutch city. Now moving up to 18 points. Now Hill goes right at the defense. Little floater. Again, it's simply end-to-end basketball between the champions of Malaysia and Thailand. Hill now moving up to double figures. Third player for Johor Southern Tigers to do so. Diaby pump fakes. That's going to be another foul, and Diaby will go back to the free throw line. Well, it's these kind of fouls here. You're fouling a guy who hasn't missed a free throw, and you're in the penalty. And look at this. Freeman, the captain said, "We have liftoff," as he rips the ring down. We knew that one was coming at some point. Because he's one field goal away, Freeman, from becoming the third high-tech player to get into double figures. Diaby now 5 out of 5. This is a monumental, massive improvement from yesterday's game against Delaware United. Goes high-tech. Right now, spectacular. They've only missed 4 free throws tonight. They've converted now 14. 6 out of 6. Still only a 3-point lead. Over a minute to go here in the third quarter. The Delaware United fans and players actually in the building tonight watching their opponents. 3 in the corner, level things up. Long rebound falling into the hands of Garamapur. He'll got it by Diaby. Still has it, goes for a step back, 3 is up, and again, this guy and his face, no problem. As we're all locked in at 57 apiece. Fields calling for that high screen. Shaking and baking. Bumping, going in. Good defense by Garamapur. 10 seconds difference between both game and shot clock. And that's going to be a foul against Akers Fields. Not a bad foul to give away. It's only the 3rd team foul against High Tech. Well, the one good thing about that foul is it still leaves 9 seconds difference between game and shot clock. The Kansas Southern Tigers take the lead going into the 4th quarter. Hill coming off one screen. Now goes back to his left. There's a penetration. Again, Diaby with the block. No foul given, but it's going to be a 24-second violation. Well, Diaby definitely took a shot there when he came over with possession. Now, it's a coming together. Here's the block by Diaby. Now, when he tries to come up with it, well, the hand of God. The big time block. Right there. There was the contact that sent him to the ground. And that would have led Freeman for a wide open dunk in transition. But 9 seconds left. High Tech can have the final shot here in the 3rd quarter. I'm not sure what's happened here, but the officials now have just gone to the table. Maybe to decide how much time should be left on the clock. I don't know, but they're going to have to go for a coach's review. No, I stand corrected. It's an official review. So no head coach's challenge has been given. I think this is probably to find out how much time was left on the clock when the shot clock had expired. To which, if I'm correct here, you got a perfect view there. It's when the red light officially comes on. So it might be more than 9 seconds left. That's definitive. It's plenty of time to get the ball inbound. The good thing for High Tech is if they are fouled on any play, they'll go straight back to the free throw line. And no doubt both teams will want to go into the 4th quarter with any sort of advantage, but I imagine the ball is definitely going in the hands of Akers Fields. Fields defended by Scotty. Good defense by Scotty. Final seconds. Fields got to force it up. Does he get it off in time? I don't think he does. Well, does he get it off in time? That's the question. I don't think he did, but that's my initial guess, and they'll have to go to the monitor to find out. but the officials have a big choice to make. I'm not sure he got it off in time. And we can't see from that angle. No basket. But High Tech can go for a challenge if they desire. Now the officials are going to go to the monitor. They're going to review this. I'm not sure he got it off in time. That's my initial guess, but I could be wrong. We'll only know until we see the replay. I'll tell you what though, he's fun to watch. He's a great personality as well as a great basketball player. Well, we're going to find out very shortly. The players actually need to come back on the court because the officials are having a review of this one. No basket. Didn't get it off in time. Well, fans, that is the end of the third quarter. Both the champions of Thailand and Malaysia here in the 2026 BCL Asia East will battle it out here for one final quarter to find out who will take second place here in Group A. Dewa United winning the opening game last night against High Tech by 20 points. But so far, this game not fully short of expectations. And if you're a neutral fan, definitely you'd want to see this go right down to the wire. Well, here are some of the highlights. Of course, High Tech did build a 9-point lead, but it was right here when indeed the lead started to disintegrate, when the three-pointers started dropping in. Scotty Lewis getting one, Ting getting another one. And it was Diaby in transition, who's made 6 free throws tonight. Diaby could have gotten that one on that play. Well, here was one of the turnovers in which Scotty Lewis was able to convert with a Euro step in transition. Because both teams have had their fair share of points from turnovers in transition. But the one big difference where Johor Southern Tigers have been a little bit better has been the second chance opportunity points. They've gone in for a lot of offensive rebounds. As there you can see the two-handed rim rocket by Eric Freeman. Well, Freeman, so far 8 points this evening. He was their leading scorer last night against Dewa United. Well, welcome everybody live here in Tangerang, Indonesia at the Dewa United Arena, the home of the Indonesian Basketball League champions. We'll see them tomorrow in action against Johor Southern Tigers, the first of 6 windows here in BCL Asia East until we get to the final 6, in which 2 teams will go on to qualify for the main tournament, the 2026 BCL Asia. Well, they'll play against the champions of Japan's B-League, Korea's KBL, China's CBA, the Philippines PBA, as well as the 2 best teams from the FIBA Vassal. And fans, if you love international basketball, make sure you subscribe to FIBA's official YouTube platform and follow BCL Asia on X, Instagram, and Facebook to get all the best news, highlights, and content that matter to you most. Well, Diaby, I think, has to go take something off. I'm not quite sure what's happened here. It's maybe he's back on the floor. Well, welcome back. Final 10 minutes. Who's going to pick up their first win? Will it be Johor Southern Tigers, or will it be High Tech Basketball? James Sawat back in the lineup here for High Tech. Freddie Lee still on the bench at the moment. No kickball violation given. Here comes Gramapur. Goes in again, simply finishes. Now moving up to 15. Here's Johor Southern Tigers a 2-point advantage. Freeman in the paint, defended by Hill. Trying to go for a back down. Fields splits the defense. Jackrawan can't come up with it. Well, Hill still has it. Goes in, now makes it a 4-point lead. Great start for the champions of Malaysia. Whatever happens tonight, they'll be in action tomorrow. Again, another turnover. And here comes Johor Southern Tigers. Lewis, baseline, finds Hill down the middle, hangs in the air, and a foul is going to be called. This might be a good time for High Tech to think about bringing back in Freddie Leash into the game. Because the area of struggle right now for High Tech has been in the backcourt. They just can't seem to take care of the basketball. But Johor Southern Tigers, if Hill makes both these free throws, that will give them their biggest lead of the game. It's interesting to know if you compare these two teams in transition, High Tech have been better. 13 fast break points to 8. Just the one area of dominance here from Johor Southern Tigers. Second chance opportunity points, 21 for the Southern Tigers, only 4 for High Tech. Well, Freddie Leash indeed has checked back in. Ackersfield is going to take a breather. Well, he's had a great game. Just need to get him a little bit of rest and get him back in sooner or later. Jaime Sawat. Freddie Leash is playing off guard at the moment. Ramapour coming up aggressively. Leash hesitates. Goes in around the scoop up. Tough move. They still fight for it. Wow, things. I think Ramapour looked like the initiator, but then he quickly went to the ground and said, listen, I'm just a big man. I'm a big dude. I'm not trying to do anything. Well, there's the initial contact. That's a foul. That's a good call. But then Ramapour's like, my bad. It's a mistake. I didn't mean it. But you know what? You got to love the competitive nature, the sportsmanship, the respect between Ramapour and Freddie Leash. Tough moments. But they both bumped arms and shook hands afterwards. So sideline possession coming up here for High Tech. Down by 6, 8:42 to go here in the fourth quarter. Well, Jaime Sawat coming off the screen, Diaby. Leash splits the defense. Good defense. Got to shoot this one. Got to take it. Did he get it off in time? I don't think he did. Well, 24-second violation. Well, you can see Freddie Leash telling Diaby, you got to take that, young fella. You got to shoot it. Time is winding down. But great defense by Johor Southern Tigers. Ackersfield's back in the lineup. Because one thing that's been very difficult tonight for High Tech's backcourt is anytime they get a ball screen, and Aaron Ramapour is defending the screener, he quickly comes out and shows against the ball handlers, tries to disrupt them. But now Ramapour waiting to set the screen here for Hill. Hill penetrates. Lewis goes back door, that takes the deflection. 6 seconds on the shot clock for Southern Tigers. Lewis, quick catch to shoot on the baseline. Doesn't get it. Leash comes up with a rebound. High Tech have got to kickstart their offense sooner. Freeman, pump fakes, and he misses. But Ramapour again with the defense. Well, Lewis putting on a bit of showcase. Chu Kang wide open. Ramapour another offensive board. Hill's been on fire tonight. He's made some big ones. Doesn't get this one. And Johor Southern Tigers failing to capitalize. Canfields get going. He'll fire a 3 in the corner. Just off the bench though. Got to get warm. Johor Southern Tigers quite happy to take the time here. Well, Jaime Sawat comes up with it. Looks like he's going to go himself. And he'll lay this one up, cutting it down to a 4-point deficit. Hope is still alive at the moment here for. Well, they got to get it inbound quick. It's going to be a 5-second foul. Oh, no, they just got it inbound in time. Well defended by Freddie Leash. Leash fights around the screen. And that goes out of bounds. Turnover. High Tech will get it back. Now Johor Southern Tigers are going to make a double substitution. So coming into the game is Ting Chun Hong, along with their starting point guard, Chi Wei Lim. So Scotty Lewis has left the game. Jaime Sawad. Cramport tries to reach. Jacqueline draws a foul, and it's only going to be the second team foul against JST here in the fourth quarter. Just right there with the left arm by Cramport. I think had he not reached there, Jacqueline would have been out of control, and that could have potentially been a turnover. But it's not the worst foul in the world. Southern Tigers, though, they'll be playing Delhi United tomorrow. So if they're able to hang on for the win, that will be crucial. Leash, three, buries it! And it was about time. Second three of the game for Freddie Leash. Now moving up to 14 points. Only the fifth three this evening for High Tech. Fields reaches. Southern Tigers turn it over. Freddie tries to go behind the back. Finds Fields. Oh, Fields out of control. Still keeps this one alive. Still time on the shot clock here for High Tech. Jaime Sawad. Well, they're gonna call an offensive foul. Tough one indeed. Let's have a look at them. I mean, there's a lot of reach in there. There's another reach. That's a tough play. So Johor Southern Tigers, they can indeed try to push and extend their lead. They're up by one. Both teams, 2 fouls to give. Leash is trying to pressure Chi Wei Lim, but that's going to remain possession to JST. Oh, good defense by Freddie Leash. And right there, Chi Wei Lim's got to be more composed. Now is not the time for turnovers. Got to play with composure. Cramport kicks out. Ting wide open. Doesn't get it. Another offensive rebound. Hill's got it. Kicks out. Big time three coming. Still cannot convert. Has the fire gone out here for JST. But can High Tech get something and reclaim the lead? Jaime Sawad. Double clutches now. He'll go to the free throw line. But this might not be the worst foul here for Johor Southern Tigers. Well, he was trying to dish to Jacqueline. But good positioning by Aaron Garamapur. This Jaime Sawad has had a tough night from the free throw line. He's 3 out of 6. No problem that time. Because now is the time to make all your free throws. Second one good. Because this is the kind of game you want to see decided by one final play, potentially one final shot. Southern Tigers want to get something here. Here's the man you want to put the ball in the hands of, Garamapur, trying to seal off in the paint. There's the entry. Double team comes. And a good defense by Freeman. Good help side by Freddie Leash. Can High Tech extend their lead? Freeman comes up for a high screen, but nobody's defending him. Leash. Oh, nice pass. Finds Freeman. Bumps. Counted. He's going to the free throw line. And now indeed becomes the third high-tech play in double figures as he has 10 points. Huge play. What a sublime primetime dime by fantastic Freddie Leash. And tough finish by Freeman. I mean, look at the contact here. I mean, that's good help side by Aaron Gramapore. That's tough. But it's good defense. It's better offense. And Gramapore, unfortunately, that's his 5th foul. He's out of here. That's a monumental loss to Johor Southern Tigers. Can JST survive? 4:36. Potentially could be going down by 4. Freeman's had a magnificent game tonight. Double-double with 10 points, 13 rebounds. But he's unable to convert the 4-point play. Because Aaron Gramapore, even though he fouled out, he also had a double-double of 15 points and 10 boards. Lewis can level things up. 3, corner. Jacqueline comes up with the board. Big play now here for high-tech. Macclesfield's turning it over. Southern Tigers get it back. They have numbers. Chiwe Lim kicks out, another 3, and they level things up at 66. JST not going anywhere. 11 points for Ting Chun Hong, the veteran of the Malaysian national team. Well, they got to get it to Freeman in the paint. He's got a mismatch. Fields. Out of control, goes in, can't finish. And JST can't take the lead. Chiwe Lim here in transition. Ting made his last 3, another one. And that would have definitely set the roof off here at the Delaware United Arena. Every play has got to be calculated at this moment. Freeman. Oh, that's a poor pass. Freeman's got to go to the double block. Post up, defended by Kai Chek John Wong. He has a mismatch. And I am very surprised to see, even with Aaron Gramapore fouled out, that Janitip Jacqueline hasn't tried to go for a post up. Ting penetrates. JST want a big play here. Chiwe Lim goes to his left. There's a kick out. There's the 3. Well, very physical on the rebound. No foul given. And I think a timeout is going to be called by high-tech. As both coaches, chance to regroup and just have a few words with their players. I mean, this has been an exciting game on both ends of the floor. Well, it makes you wonder. At some point in these final 2:56, one of these two teams are going to come up with a big moment, a big play on both ends of the floor, which is either going to seal the deal or we're going to go down to the wire. Well, we'll find out very soon. Because either way, whoever wins this, they'll move into second place here in Group A. Well, there was the 5th foul, the and one by Freeman that gave them the 3-point lead that saw Aaron Gramapore foul out. And here was what they call the San Fun Show, the 3-pointer that leveled things up. Chiwe Lim in the corner, finding the legend, Ting Chun Hong with the big-time San Fun Show. And there was Scotty Lewis in transition. Lewis so far tonight, 16 points, 4 assists, and 4 rebounds. Well, big play now. Can high-tech reclaim the lead? Fields, mid-range, goes in and sinks out one. Now with 20 points tonight. Huge play by Akis Fields. But JST can try to level things up. James Sawad try to gamble. Ting Chun Han now finds Lewis. There's a kick out. Long three coming, but they'll keep this alive. Chi Wei Lim finds Ting Han Chun. 7 here on the shot clock for JST. Nice little step to well. A lot of contact there, no foul given. Still only down by 2 points with 2:03 left. Well, they got to shoot this one quickly. Doesn't get it. Freeman, oh no, he gives it away. Madavi goes in, but he's fouled. Well, that's his first shot attempt tonight for Mahadevan. And it's his first trip to the free throw line. Well, that foul, I believe, indeed is going to be called against Akasfield. It's only his second personal tonight, as we're under 2 minutes, but these are huge, monumental free throws coming up for Maigan Mahadevan. Like I said, that was only his first shot attempt tonight here in the game. First one good. Still plenty of time in this game for both these two teams. Makes them both. And that's very tough to do when you haven't taken a shot tonight, to make 2 free throws when it's back and forth and becomes a mental game at this point. Diaby back in the lineup here for High Tech. But Freddie Leash is going to become the primary ball handler. Chakawan almost turning it over. Leash has made 2 threes. Doesn't get this one. Big play coming up. High Tech have 1 foul to give. Hill penetrates, goes in, unable to finish. Leash fights for it, but Diaby's got it. Diaby all the way, goes in, but he can't finish. Freeman, put back, gives him a 2-point lead. Huge offensive rebound by Mr. Double-Double himself. An area which JST dominated this game, points in the paint, but it's almost level. Hill, Ting, he's made a few, doesn't get this one. Diaby with a big rebound. Now we're under a minute to go. Sense a lot of fatigue here, both physically and emotionally from both teams. Freeman attacks, but he turns it over. Can Hill level things up? Bumps. And a blocking foul is called, so 2 free throws coming up for Ahmed Hill. Hill's got 18 points. And he's only gone to the charity stripe once this evening. Well, you gotta love the intensity from both teams so far tonight. Just back and forth, end-to-end action. Because Ahmed Hill, another player who did feature in March Madness in the NCAA, because he was quite a prominent player when he played at Virginia Tech. Averaged 13 points in the senior season. Well, he's played pro basketball in the G League. He's played pro basketball in Europe, in Poland, and in Germany, as well as Greece. You have to remember, he also played in BCL Americas, where he played for Instituto Cordoba only this past season. So in 1 calendar year, he's played both BCL Americas and BCL Asia. First one good. And what's interesting here is, if he makes this free throw and levels things up, and JST get a stop down the other end, they could actually go for the win. But we'll find out. He'll make them both. 70 apiece live here in Tangerang, Indonesia. The champions of Malaysia versus the champions of Thailand. Any bucket now will give High Tech the lead. Akas Fields, 20 points so far tonight. David comes out. Leash. That goes out of bounds. Johor Southern Tigers will indeed get the final shot. Well, they'll get one final play to decide who wins this one. A timeout is going to be called by Johor Southern Tigers. Either they're going to win this game or we're going into overtime. Well, you got to think the ball is either going in the hands. I would probably assume Ahmed Hill at the moment, the way he's been playing. But the good thing for Johor Southern Tigers, they've got a lot of perimeter threats. So if they can try to spread the floor, get an isolation from Ahmed Hill, and any collapse or double team comes, you kick out to an open shooter. Now, here is the play where Fields went to the ground. Freddie Leash catches this one at a tough angle. It's tough to see if he had it stepped out of bounds on the sideline by then. Well, it's a big moment here. And you have to remember, High Tech, just like Johor Southern Tigers, don't have any fouls to give. Any foul would send JST to the free throw line. But JST can dribble down for the final shot. Well, here we go, fans. Welcome to Tangerang, Indonesia, live here at the Dewa United Arena. All locked in at 70 apiece between the champions of Malaysia and Thailand. It's going to be a high screen here. Well, no, Hill gives this one up. Gets it back. Leash doesn't want to foul. Good hands. But it goes out of bounds. Well, Freddie Leash felt he was impeded there. And another timeout is going to be called. It's a big timeout coming here. We'll try to see one final play. Plenty of time to get the ball inbound and try to get one final shot, that's for sure. I mean, the best case scenario is get it inbound, draw some contact, get to the free throw line. Because with the limited amount of time, if you do get to the charity stripe, you want to make that first free throw. And then whatever time is left, say it's 2 or 1 second, you miss that second one, because the likelihood of High Tech getting a rebound and getting up the court quick enough, that's a better case scenario, I would feel, for Johor Southern Tigers. But more unpredictable things have definitely happened in international basketball, and that is the excitement of the BCL Asia East. Well, here we go again. Welcome, basketball fans, live here at the Dewa United Arena in Tangerang, Indonesia. Johor Southern Tigers, the champions of Malaysia, all level against the champions of Thailand, High Tech. Hill will inbound this one. 5 seconds to get one shot, or we're going into overtime. Well, they get it inbound. They go back to Hill. He's got to take this. There's a three. Almost got it, and we are going into OT. Well, could have been a storybook ending, or a beginning, you should say, for Johor Southern Tigers. But overtime will dictate which team will take the win. Well, credit to them. They got a shot off in the end. It was a good look, a contested look, but still nonetheless. High Tech will get another crack at it. Well, here's the play by Akers Fields. Well, that was actually the play by Hill in transition, because they went down at that point. That got him back into this one. And that time Hill getting fouled. It was Freddie Leash, and you know Leash has had a very monumental game here, but that time Freeman, he does have a double-double tonight. Here was the steal. Now they were down by 6 at this point, and Jaime Sawad was able to cut it down to a 2-possession deficit. Intelligent play by the Thai national team player. And that was the second 3 of the game for Freddie Leash. Fantastic Freddie. But they'll have to get something more in OT. And that was the fantastic Freddie dime, the sublime primetime dime, finding Eric Freeman. Well, there was the 3-point that leveled things up, and this was right after Aaron Grammaport fouled out. And that was the play by Akers Field that also tied things up just after JST had taken the lead. But, well, right now, the one word that's going to give a little bit of anxiety to both the fans of Johor Southern Tigers and High Tech: overtime. Of course, the urban legend of international basketball says the team that scores first in overtime usually wins, but that's not always the case, as we've seen time and time before in the BCL Asia. Welcome back, live here in Tangerang, Indonesia at the Dewa United Arena. Game day 2 of the opening window here of the 2026 BCL Asia East. Oh, a bit of a hook there. Sin Chung Hong, contested 3. Diaby comes up with the rebounds. Finds Janet. Oh no, good recovery. And it's by Malaysia's 3x3 celebrity, Shen Fuoi. Well, that's good hard hustle and effort. Baseline possession coming up here. Freddie Leash in the corner, wide open, 3 is up, 3 is good. Freddie fire time. Freddie fantastic. Freddie just said, Wilma, I'm home, baby. And now here comes Hill, cutting it down to 1-point deficit. Big time play by Hill. Of course, Hill, as I said, he's been probably the best player in this game. Well, another 3 by Janatim Jakawai. Well, 2 3-pointers to begin OT for High Tech, and both coming from Thai national team players. 2-possession ball game, under 4 minutes. Diaby puts his hand to passing lane now. Just found a potential contact coming from Diaby from behind, but wow. Lewis is asking the question, nothing given. Well, Janitin finds Leash. Now Jaime Sawad had it on target. Freeman, offensive rebound, and the putback. Now making it a 6-point ball game. And that is a huge offensive board by Freeman. 8-2 here in overtime. Down by 6. Hill kicks out. Lewis hesitates. Goes in with his left hand. Tough play by Scotty Lewis. Cutting it down to a 2-possession deficit. High-Tech just need to keep scoring. Freeman in the paint. Finds Jakuan. Oh, baby! What a big-time throwdown by Jonathan Jakuan. Well, there's a stack back by Ahmed Hill. Can't get it. Diaby, big rebounds. And keeps this alive. Jakuan in the paint. Fakes the kick out. Twisting. Finds Hill. One more time. Hopkomka Sawadika. It is the High-Tech show. It's their world. We're just living in it right now. And a timeout called by Johor Southern Tigers. What a big time play. And to all the fans in Thailand, Sawadika Hopkomka. Jonathan Jakuan with the two-handed rim rocker. And then there was the alley-oop, and F. Freeman, the captain, said we have liftoff. The connection, the High-Tech Thai connection. Big time play. Still plenty of basketball here in OT. 2:26 to go. It's only 8 points. Well, what a big time in Thailand from Jonathan Jakuan. We've seen that in the FIBA Asia Cup qualifiers. Not over yet here for Johor Southern Tigers. Sun Ching Hawk. Tough play goes in. Now, this is a good play because he can go to the free throw line. Try to cut it down to 6 if he makes both free throws. 2-10, not over yet by any means. So these are big free throws coming up at the moment here. They've only missed 4 tonight. Sin Chung Hong hasn't made one. He's only missed one so far, but he makes this one. So now he's 1 out of 2. He has 12 points. He's actually 3 rebounds away from becoming the 3rd player with a double-double tonight. Makes them both. High-Tech just trying to handle the pressure. Remember, neither team with any fouls to give. Double's got to come. Freeman in the paint. Wow. Johor Southern Tigers completely left Shen Fu-Wei exposed. Nobody is going to guard Eric Freeman when Aaron Garamapour is on the bench. You've got to double team at that point. Sin Chun Ha pulls up. Quick 3. Ma Devin can't come up with it. Can High-Tech extend to a 2-possession lead? Freddie Leash, shaking, baking. You know it's coming. He's got a 3-pointer on his mind. Jakuan comes up for the screen. Leash spins, finds Diaby. Jaim Saweed. Good night to everybody in Tangerang as High-Tech extend to an 11-point lead. Well, tough kick out. Got to get this one. Got to make it surely. Just won't go. And Freeman, the man with the double-double, comes up with the big rebounds. Well, Freddie, maybe he's got it on his mind now. He's going to dribble this one down. Still has it. Finds Diaby. Freeman, a lot of contact. Count it. And surely High-Tech are going to pick up the W. Well, this team right now clicking on all cylinders at the right time in overtime. And after the disappointment in the second half yesterday against Delhi United, Collectively, they persevered together. The synergy of High Tech really coming into fruition. Change coming in for Johor Southern Tigers. Subbing into the game here is Jin Yen Chin. First time tonight for him. What a game from Eric Freeman. 21 points, 16 rebounds, 3 assists. That's a hell of a stat line, and 1 block as well. No penetrates. Tough play. Now remember, you want to minimize the deficit as much as possible because these two teams will meet again. Points difference definitely matter in a head-to-head. Leash finds Diaby. Reluctantly takes anything. Jaime Sawad kicks out. They'll just pass the ball around. Diaby. Wow, that should actually remain high-tech ball. So 9/10 of a second left here on the shot clock. Freeman gets it. That's not going to count. 24-second violation. So the best thing Johor Southern Tigers can do now is minimize it to a single, or if they can, if they get a three-pointer, because head-to-heads, points difference will indeed matter. Looks like High Tech is going to make a sub here, so checking into the game will be, well, it will be for the first time tonight, or second time, Jedavat Tanitana Momwang. Well, also coming back into the game is Patifan Klahan, who, as I said yesterday, one of the few players for this High Tech team who actually played for High Tech in the BCL Asia when he was known as the FIBA Asia Champions Cup. So a little bit of time added to the clock. 10.3 left here in the game in overtime. But for sure, it's going to be a victory, a first win. Remember, High Tech only had 1 win last season, and that was against Adroid. Chiwe Lim goes in. That's quite a hard foul. We'll go to the free throw line for 2 shots of 1.4 left here in the game. Big victory indeed for High Tech. That's quite a hard foul if you ask me. Chiwe Lim at the free throw line. He's only taken 4 shots tonight, and that's his first points. Oh, Clyde just going up and giving him a high five. The irony. Second free throw good. 1.4, there you have it. High Tech will pick up their first victory of the 2026 BCL Asia East here at the Dewa United Arena in Tangerang, Indonesia. A very close game that could have been decided in regulation with a 3-pointer by Ahmed Hill. Wasn't meant to be. And then High Tech converting 3 big 3-pointers that sealed the deal for them. Well, the champions of Thailand indeed, finishing 8 out of 23 from downtown. And miraculously, they had 23 turnovers. 52 rebounds in total, with 11 of them being offensive. A stat in which the offensive rebounds went in favor of Johor Southern Tigers. But it will be the champions of Thailand who pick up the W. Well, very soon we are going to get a post-game interview with the player of the game indeed, which we'll try to decide very quickly. Well, it's going to be indeed Eric Freeman. Well, there are your stats indeed. Stats indeed go in favor of Johor Southern Tigers in terms of offensive rebound and second chance points. But High Tech Basketball Club, the champions of Thailand, they'll take the win. And they'll go the first window 1-1. Of course, the next window they'll be playing in Malaysia here in this group. But Johor Southern Tigers, they will have another game tomorrow as they'll take on the hosts, the defending champions of the Indonesian Basketball League, Dewa United. There is your player of the game. Very well deserved. Eric Freeman, 20 points, 16 rebounds, 3 assists, and 1 block. Very well deserved indeed. Well, we'll get a courtside interview with the player of the game with our host, Mutia Willisastro, as she'll get a few words from the player of the game. But Johor Southern Tigers, there's a lot to like about this team, a lot of potential. And I think the turning point was when Aaron Garamapur fouled out, because he'd had a double-double at that point, 15 points and 10 rebounds. Had he not fouled out, well, they could have held on to the victory. But a very good game, a competitive one, between both the champions of Malaysia and Thailand. Well, very soon we are going to hear from, well, here you have it. Let's listen now.
All right, thanks, Josh. I'm with the player of the game right now, Eric Freeman. Big E with big plays as well coming to this game. Back-to-back game, and with only 10 men coming to Indonesia. How big is the statement for this win, and how big is the identity of this team to preserve from all of that?
It's a great win. It's really a big win because we only had 10 players. We were shorthanded, but we came out here and fought hard. We showed what we had, even though we lost the first game, but it's okay. We bounced back. We had great energy, great victory, so I'm really happy how we played today.
Right. Starting at the second half with man-to-man half-court defense, and then you switch into 2-3 zone, especially at the overtime. How was the offensive ratings on your opponents to switch to those kinds, triggers those kinds of decisions?
We had to take advantage of the mismatches. We had a lot of mismatches. We had like 3 mismatches that we had to take advantage of, and we took advantage of them, and it helped us in the key game.
Right, and then we can see a lot of two-man action as well with you and Freddie, and with other teammates, Aki as well, right? How do you build that kind of chemistry, and what was that upon scouting of this opponent to beat that 2-3 zone, or is there anything that you would like specifically to tell us about it?
Without practice, we play a lot with each other so we can have better chemistry. So it's like secondhand nature. When we play together, it's like secondhand nature. So we take advantage of the mismatches, and we have good readings, and then we just go off of that.
Massive win on the overtime. Congratulations again, and I'll let you celebrate the win with the team. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thanks so much, BE.
Well, there you heard from Eric Freeman. Of course, big shout out to Muthio Willisastro with the interview. And you can catch, of course, both teams, coaches and players at the post-game press conference as we get their thoughts on this big game. But for now, there you can see we still have one final game here in Group A, and that will be Dewa United as they will take on Johor Southern Tigers. Well, fans, we just want to say a big thank you for joining us here. Like I said, catch us for more news at the post-game press conference. And we'll see you tomorrow live here at the Dewa United Arena in Tangerang, Indonesia. This is the 2026 BCL Asia East. We'll leave you with the standings here. A huge victory for high-tech basketball.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is a post-game press conference for the Basketball Champions League Asia East game between High Tech Basketball Club versus Johor Southern Tigers. High Tech Basketball Club winning the game 90-80 against Johor Southern Tiger. With me, the losing team coach Kian An Yong and player number 16 Scotty Lewis. I may start with Coach Danny, if you would like to express the comment about the game, what was happening, and especially the overtime that we watched together. Coach Danny, over to you.
Oh yeah, good evening everyone. look at the paper. We are not losing too much, but just only the inside the live game, we couldn't be patient on the extra time. Look at on the paper, we just lose on the rebound. So we need to adjust after the practice next week. So and some maybe communication with the import, maybe we lost something. I need to go back and adjust with my good friends, Scotty. I wish to be good in the next game.
Thank you. Thank you, Coach Danny. Scotty, over to you. The comment about the game.
Yeah, I think we played a good game. You know, this morning we said that's going to come down to effort. And I think we lost some effort plays, and I think that's what the difference was in the game today. You know, I think a couple plays, they wanted it a little bit more than we did. And that was the total of the game. You know, they missed some shots, we missed some shots, we made some shots, they made some shots. Very even game. Obviously, we got out-rebounded today, but I think that's something that we can get over just with a little bit more effort. So I think that's what the game came down to.
Thank you so much, Scotty. I will now give over to the media to ask questions. State your name and the media company.
Coach, Josh Beck from FIBA Commentary. Just a question for you. You know, you'll meet this team again for 2 more games. You've seen that it can be very close. How important is, you know, losing by 10 as opposed to losing by 14 or 16?
Mm-hmm. Can just ask the player. I need to.
Sure.
That's all right. Yeah.
Scotty, of course, in international basketball, head-to-heads are very imperative. Losing by 10, how much better is it than losing by 16, knowing that, you know, you'll play them again 2 more times in a potential tiebreaker?
Yeah, I mean, in the world of basketball, I think all players and coaches know beating a team 3 times is a super, super hard thing to do. We know we're going to have the chance to play them again. Luckily, these games are back-to-back, so we'll have a lot of practice leading up to those games. You know, I think we could have lost by a shorter margin tonight. But like I said, it's just going to come down to effort and just making the right play and us being locked in defensively every single possession. You know, they made some tough shots down the stretch. That 3 at the top of the key, then the baseline jumper towards the end of the 4th, lob, backdoor dunk. You know, just us not fully focusing on the defensive side of the ball. You know, those little plays, and especially in overtime and you know, sticking to the plan. You know, coach draws something up and just sticking right to it. You know, I trust him. I think he trusts us as players. But yeah, I think us losing by 10 is definitely a margin that we should be able to cover in these next 2 games. So, you know, luckily we get the chance to play them again.
Question for Coach as well?
Okay.
Coach, tomorrow you'll play against Dewa United,
Yes.
defending champions of IBL. What did you learn from yesterday's victory for them against High Tech that you'll be taking in tomorrow?
They are very big, very fast, and this is their home. I think better with early morning tomorrow, we need to adjust more and more. We are too small, but I think we can still have a good game by tomorrow. But just need to, because they have a good import, the big man, and especially the local players. We need to adjust very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Anything else from the media? Any questions? Any questions? We're going to wait for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Okay, last questions perhaps from us. Coach, I know it's a bit early to ask, but as a newcomers of this league, how would you like to comment about the level of competitiveness, especially with your opponents in Indonesia? Go ahead, Coach.
That is a very, very different with in Malaysia. And the difference is that here is a very, very like professional team. They have a good basketball court. Like JST, we just ran a court from the other place. That's the difference. And the players, they still going on the IBL, right? We already done our league on the last year. Depend with them. Just a very, very far difference.
All right. Thank you so much, Coach. And Scotty, we wish you the best of luck for tomorrow night's game. And over to you, we're going to end this press conference for Johor Southern Tigers. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, guys.
That's all right. That's all right. Thank you. Scotty, thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome back, everyone. Thank you so much for staying put. This is, again, the press conference for the post-game of Basketball Champions League Asia East, the game between High Tech Basketball Club versus Johor Southern Tigers. Here with me, the winning team, Coach Pachakorn and player Freddie Lish. I might now give the floor to Coach Go to comment about the game and about your win tonight. Go ahead, Coach.
Okay.
Okay, over to you, Freddie.
So, no, we're excited.
Oh,
to win
okay,
this
go
game.
ahead.
Yeah, but we do plan to prepare this game because the last night that we lost, we talking a lot. When we go back to the hotel, we do the meeting. We sharing the idea. We eat together, and the great win today. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Coach. I love that. Freddie, you might go ahead to comment about the game, especially with the overtime. Can you walk us through what kind of adjustment on the overtime?
Going off of what Coach said, we went last night, had dinner with each other, and we had to talk, had to go over the game. This morning we went over the game plan again, knowing that we would have to play hard and play together as a team. We knew they were going to come out playing physical and playing together, so Coach put together a great game plan for us, and we just followed that, and we played hard, so it led us to the victory today. Hats off to them, though. They played tough.
Definitely a good showcase of teamwork tonight, Freddie. Go ahead. I'm going to give the floor to the media. Any questions from the media?
Coach, question for you. You have many players that are also teammates for the Thai national team. Mm-hmm. The continuity is a lot stronger. Does that make it a lot easier for you when trying to coach these players into a tough opponent?
This team is, you mean national player?
Yes, you have many that play for High Tech together,
right,
and also for Thailand together.
Yes.
Is that easier for you as a coach with the continuity much stronger?
It's not like easy, but I try to mix and do easy to them. Mm-hmm. We have a AK and E just come, and then the kid to come, and then I try to mix them to do the easy way, to be a team soon as I can. Yeah.
Thank you, Coach. Freddie, question from me.
Yes, sir.
I asked this to the Johor Southern Tigers players and coaches as well. You're going to play each other 2 more times. Mm-hmm. A 10-point win is very good.
Yeah.
But, what does it mean, of course, knowing you've got to play them 2 more times and a potential tiebreaker? How does that make you guys feel?
It makes us feel like we have to go back to the drawing board. Yeah, it was a good win, but at the end of the day, it was only by 10 points. You know, we played hard and they played hard, but we have a lot of work to do. And then if stemming off the game from yesterday, losing to Diwa, like we all know we have to come together better, and that's what we're going to do over the next couple weeks, and we'll be ready for the next two stops.
Yeah.
Oh, final question from me, of course. The BCL Asia is the biggest and best competition throughout the whole entire continent, from the west to the Gulf to the east. How important is it to have a Thai professional team make it to BCL Asia?
Let's say I've always talked to the team. You're going to play this level. You have to be physical. You have to be smart to the play. You have to read. You have to set a game plan, offense, defense. Every detail. I'm going to tell all my players, every detail is count. It means today that we got a win today because we play the detail today. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Josh. Anything else from the panel, the media? Perhaps to end this press conference on a high, I want to comment, and I want you to comment, Freddie, about your two-man action with AK, because it works so well tonight, especially to beat the man-to-man defense. Sometimes you feed each other low post, and sometimes you also go high up, right? So what cues are you reading from each other to decide whether it is low post or versus high up?
It's more of a natural instinct. Like me and AK been playing together, not on the same team, but far as like in the same area for like the last couple years. So I know how he plays, know the type of style he plays, what he wants to do, and he knows that I like to do certain things as well. So it makes it easy for both of us to play off each other and make each other better and the team better at the same time.
Definitely chemistry that wins you the game, right? Thank you so much, Freddie and Coach Ko, for attending tonight's press conference. And everyone, this is the end of the press conference. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.